Okay. You have Joan of Arc here? Hi. Anyway, she sits by me here. She's by me, by my pillow. For inspiration purposes. Anyways. I also have a hedgehog, just for hugging purposes, so I'm not alone while I sleep. Anyways, I just wanted to share with you. Okay, so my last video was like, I cut out toxic friends, right? And so, sorry. I didn't really decide how I'm gonna sit during this video. But I cut out toxic friends, right? Which I don't know. I just went on and on about that. I think I'm like still forcing myself to be on YouTube because my channel is a hangout channel. So a lot of my friendship energy can go here. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So, what is this video called? This is called it's called the probability of dating a pop star. So I wanted to share a thing. I'm pretty dang psychic. I'm psychic all the time. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I actually developed my psychic skills for the last 15 years. I always had some. I remember being in Catholic camp, and in Catholic camp, I was like 9 years old. This was back in Bulgaria. It was a good time. Like, it was actually a good one. There was no like guilt. It wasn't like guilt based. It was just about Jesus doing good things, and the vibes were really high. And I think my vibes went so high one day. We were like, it was like a camp, so we were in the forest and there was tents, and so I started seeing like orbs of light, like different colored orbs. And then afterwards I told the priest, and I was like, actually I was self-conscious to tell him because I didn't think people believe me, but I told him, I was like, you know, priest, I'm seeing like orbs of light. And he's like, oh, like it's okay, it's probably just like the light filtering in through the tent. And I was like it wasn't. And so like it wasn't like that. But I didn't see anything. And then, oh, now thinking back, I think he thought I was getting sick, maybe. And so he was like trying to reassure me that I'm not getting sick. Like, all the people there were really nice. But it was like, I was like the psychic kid, that had a lot of psychic and energy input, but I didn't have anyone to like teach me. Like, there was no like a tiny kid psychic school. That would have been like, oh my god, that would have been so helpful. Tiny kid psychic school, I needed that. More recently, there's some psychic stuff online I've been taking on Mind Valley, just to get a handle on my psychic skills. But yeah, the last 2 years have gone extra psychic, and I'm taking lots of classes, and I feel pretty good about it. It's kind of like any other skill, honestly. You gotta practice, you gotta figure out what you're doing, even if you have natural talent. It's like music, you know. Like, are you whistling in the shower, or are you like singing professionally, or you know what I mean? Did you go to the conservative music? Do you know what you're doing? It's very similar to that. I just feel like it's less commonly talked about in general. It's less commonly taught, right? It's just like there's a mystique, there's a mystery, like, oh, you're psychic or you're not. But that's not true. Like, everyone's psychic to an extent. And just like everyone is generally slightly musical, at least slightly. Or not, it depends, but slightly. And so, yeah. So, I'm very psychic, and I keep getting the input, like different people come to me. I seem to have like a therapist role. Psychically people connect to me and tell me their issues. Some of them are like kind of famous people, politicians come and tell me about their mothers. Their mother, my father, and I'm just like, did you book an appointment? And they also don't pay nothing because it's like a psychic thing, right? Like they psychically drop into my room and they talk about things all day. And then like some of them stay for 2 days and then they will leave. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. But then there's troye sivan. Side note. Now troye sivan has been sending out like a distress call into the universe because he wants to get married and he wants people to date him. And so I have picked up on that distress call. Except it seems very specific to me. Like he comes and he just hangs out with me. I don't know if he's lonely. He tells me about his mother. That's right. There's a pattern. Except his mom is nice. A lot of people complain about their mom and dad. Apparently he got like, he pulled the like family lottery. Because he has nice parents and they were really supportive. I'm sorry. I'm kind of blur. Anyways. So he doesn't say bad things. But like he's actually the one that freaks me out the most because he wants me to be his friend. He wants me to flirt online. He wants to date. He wants to get married. He wants to have kids. He's like looking for a person. And I feel like he's showing up and he's like, are you the person? And I'm just like, I'm just psychic. I'm just psychic. And like I pick up on everyone's wounds and wishes. That sounds good. Wounds and wishes. If I had a magical store, it would be called Wounds and Wishes and Cauldrons. Anyways. So, I think I'm underplaying it a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to offend him. Because he hangs out with me a lot. And I do like him. But my brain is really boggled. Because it's almost been 6 months now. I'm filming this on June 27th, 2024, and it's almost been 6 months, and he's been asking me, like, come online, we'll flirt, come online, we'll do collaborations, come online, and I've been like, I'll be right there. I don't know why I said that, but I said yes to him, because I was like in a, he came to me June 11th, and he asked me, and I said yeah, because I was in like a half meditative state where I was like in my intuition and things felt right, and I was like okay, and but then I haven't showed up to play any games with him. I like to flirt and to talk about life and to do collaborations. So now I'm that person that doesn't show up. I think part of the reason is, well, I mean, I have the what will people say? I have major what will people say syndrome. And then also I had a lot of narcissistic people in my life, so I'm afraid that if I started talking to Troye online, I'm just scared people will hate me. I had a lot of narcissists that were competitive with every single thing I ever did. And I'm afraid that's gonna happen again, and people are gonna be like, I wanted to be Troye's best friend, I wanted to marry blah 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 blah, and like people would just hate me. Well, no, you can't, like, you totally see that happen. Like if you go on like you know Justin Bieber, and if you see his wife Haley, yeah, like if you go to Haley's Instagram, she's like the most hated woman on Instagram ever. She doesn't really do anything hateful. She just, whatever. I think she sells some products, and I think she's a model. She just does her thing, okay? But I think people like literally hate on her because she married the Bieber, and then now blah 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 blah. So anyways, yeah, I have a lot of self-consciousness. Whoa, that really resonates. Yeah, I think my brain is always scanning for safety. And like my whole life, and my mom taught me the world is scary and bad. And so then every time I do anything, I'm like, is this gonna be scary? Is this bad? Is this bad? And so I have this like rolling list where I tag things as like, that could be dangerous, don't do. Dangerous, don't do. So I have this endless list to the point where I don't do anything. Because it's all tagged. I'm just playing with my tarot cards. Because everything is freaking tagged as dangerous. So I literally do nothing but stay in my head. It's therapy time. This is the Lovers. I like that card. Okay, so then, yeah. So that's my rant. And then I was also thinking about the probability of dating a pop star, okay? Because I also feel like people's energy, I feel people's opinions, but more than opinions, because their energy. Like, opinions aren't just... Thoughts aren't just mental. Like, mental energy takes up space in the world. It's almost like clouds that floats around. So, like, let's say there's spheres going around the world. They're like blankets of clouds. And then if you're not conscious about what goes in your brain, other people's belief systems can like sit in your brain. They can just land there. And now you're running other people's belief systems on your own programming in your own brain. And you're manifesting from other people's belief systems or other people's fears. Okay? You just pick them up. Kind of how we have viruses for sicknesses, and you can just pick up a virus. You can also pick up thought forms and then start playing them and manifesting them in your life. And so then the thought form, yeah, I've been reflecting a lot on this. Like a lot. Because the thought form, because it's like, do I act the way I want to act? Or do I act the way people expect me to act around a certain subject? And so the thought forms around dating a celebrity is that it's like impossible or really unlikely, right? So I've been kind of trying to pierce through that energies, the energy thoughts around that. Because, so what Troy did is June 11th, when he asked me a question, and I said, sure. And no, I said like, sure. And he actually joined our energy fields together, which I don't even think you're supposed to do, but he likes to try things. He's a go-getter. He just like tries things. And so he's been helping me with my life energetically. He actually helped me get this place. Like, he helps me with a ton of stuff. Like, I'm in Baltimore right now, and he's been touring all year with his concerts, and I was really struggling to get this place. I was in another city, and literally the day that he performed his concert here, I managed to call someone and sign like a lease to move to Baltimore, because he was in Baltimore. He's like, somehow he's holding down energies for me. Like, somehow he's already acting like we're like married, and he helps me all the time with so many things. So me not showing up online is kind of like he gives to me, but I don't give anything back, which is weird because I'm actually an overgiver, but he's an overgiver. So we're like this interesting match. And then I was thinking about my relationships, and my last few relationships or semi-relationships, I get into these patterns of over giving, okay? Because, well, again, like, my mom was a narcissist, then I married a narcissist, and narcissists don't exactly give back, okay? They're like empty, endless vacuum holes, and you like keep giving. Someone was saying, like a bucket with a hole kind of thing, and you keep giving, you can't have any for yourself. They're jealous of your very own air, like they're jealous of your everything all the time. And so I left the narcissistic situation a year and some change ago, but see, the patterns, the behavior patterns, your expectations, your manifestation field, it doesn't just change overnight. Like, there was this purging for almost 12 months where I was like just panicking about anything anyone said to me. I was like, oh my god, I would like go back into the marriage, and I would feel really like I would just panic, and I'd feel like I've gone back in time to another place. Like, I'd get sucked back into the marriage. And then now I'm really working on just expecting to get stuff back. Like, if I give, I get stuff back, and that includes, like, let's say having a job. You work, and then you get what? Acknowledgement or money, right? Narcissists do not acknowledge you, right? So I'm just trying to get in my mind that it's okay for me to get acknowledgement. I'm not like a bad person, because a narcissist is like, you're so selfish and you take up all the space, like literally like the opposite of how it is. And so yeah, that really resonates. Like, they keep talking about, you're so selfish. Like, my husband would be like let's say we spend an hour talking about him, and then we spend an hour talking about me, and he'll literally be like, all we ever do is talk about you. It feels like we only talk about you. And it's like, yeah, it's because you're a narcissist, you know. Because of course it feels like that to you. Like, the thermostat in their brain, the set point for fairness is like, only them. And so and then after my husband, my ex-husband, there was like, I was talking to my twin flame for a long time, but it was like a best friend, almost like a sibling relationship, where I was like giving to him, I was mentoring him. He's a lot younger than me, but it was a nice relationship because there's like a safe love and conditionality there. So I shared a lot of my philosophies. I just was able to talk in a way where no one was twisting my words. It was like super helpful. And then, but again, he was like, oh, I have a lot of issues, like I can't be with you physically. A lot of my connections are very psychic. It's safer for me to keep stuff psychic. It's like I'm afraid of physicality. I am. Bodies hurt. People hurt bodies, and then there was this other guy I was talking to. He was like a spiritual guy, and I don't know. That was mostly a psychic connection too. But then I just made a video where I said I cut those out. Because there was no physicality there. And I'm trying to do physicality, like, because I just feel like it's part of my life path. To be physical in the world. Because, like, if you're on the planet, that comes with physicality. To be honest, I don't really want to do it. I just like reading books and being in my head. Although, like, I'm gonna run out of money eventually. I have just a little bit from the divorce. But, like, I avoid physicality to such a level that if you have a job, that's physicality. You are talking to other people. You're receiving money. I feel really uncomfortable having money, receiving anything. And it's sort of acknowledgement. Money is a type of acknowledgement. And I like, yeah, like I'm starting to panic. Because I think I'm going to get in trouble for any kind of acknowledgement. Anyway, I'm going to go, and I'm going to do, like a narcissistic course I'm taking online. That's really helping. I've been avoiding, I have avoidance issue, but I'm doing it now. And don't worry about me. That's not what I'm for. I just, I'm just sharing so that if there's people who feel the same, they can feel related too. Because I think relating to people is very healing. But nothing I put here is to make you sad, you know. It's just, I don't know, it's just to like be together or something. Oh yeah. And the point of the vlog was like, the probability of dating a pop star, other than the fact that he's a pop star, let's say I dropped that intimidation factor, or impossibility, statistic fact, it's like a statistical factor, let's say I dropped that. It's actually more likely because he's the one that's been telling me like, let's collaborate. He's collaborative. Everyone else has been telling me like, oh, I can't be with you, or like, oh my god, like you're too much, or whatever. But Troy's like, doesn't think that. And it's kind of like, if you want to buy ham, you go to the deli store. If you want to fix your car, you go to the car mechanic. If you want to send a letter, you go to the post office. It's about going to the right place for the right thing. And Troy literally has asked me to collaborate, and no one else had before. They were interested in me and they were vibing me, but they never consciously wanted to do anything with me. And so this is why I think this would be different.